Hey family, on November 20th through December 1st, 2022, we will have the all-inclusive Kenya trip. Now, a lot of times people have said, hey, Phil, when's the next trip we'd like to go? I want to see Africa for myself, but this is the time to go. Everything will be taken care of. All excursions are paid. You can do monthly payments. You know, they'll have safari and a 6-city tour. You will see Chali Island, which is something that we did not see last time on the tour. This tour will be 12 days instead of 7 days. So make sure to secure your place on the trip by going to www.wbsvs.com, make your deposit, and then you can start making your payments, and we'll see you in Kenya. Well, they say the Minneapolis Police Department has been creating fake accounts on social media to spy and troll the black community. Now, there was a 72-page report that detailed law enforcement agency embedded with hatred toward black people, depicted through racist language and disproportionate rates of violence inflicted on black Americans. So they say the report is constituted after the police execution of George Floyd. Said the department maintains a culture where officers consistently use racist, misogynistic, disrespectful language and rarely held accountable, and use higher rates of force on black people than white people. Now they said that the organization is calling and say for an overhaul of the agency where it will found it repeated, routine, or generalized nature of the denial of rights. It said violating the Human Rights Act. Okay, so this is something that we all know to be true. I mean, they always creating these troll accounts. I mean, you gotta look at these things when they talk about the government trolls and all of that. This is why I don't argue with people in the comments section. This is why I don't do it. If I'm gonna go back and forth with you, you're gonna get on camera and I'm gonna do it that way. I'm not gonna argue with someone in the comments section, and I'm not going to argue with you if you calling me up on the phone. No, you're gonna get on camera. We're gonna do it publicly in front of everybody. That way everybody see it in real time, whatever I gotta say. That's why I'm a firm believer. Oh, you want to come on the show for some reason? Get on camera. If you're afraid to get on camera, then it ain't worth my time. You hear me? Now, they said they looked at the use of force data between January 1, 2010 to December 31, 2020, and traffic stops from January 1 to 2017 to May 24, 2020. And say investigators interviewed police officers, prosecutors, and 2,200 residents as well. And say the agency plans to develop a court enforceable agreement with the city to identify and implement a timeline for specific changes. Okay. Now, they said that they also poised, it said, as black people online and sent messages, made posts and comments that perpetuate black stereotypes, especially by black women. They say in one instance, a MPD officer sent a message from a fake account to a local branch of the NAACP criticizing the organization. They also used the accounts to troll police critics, local officials, including a city council member and a state elected official. And so on the other hand, they did not track the white supremacists or white nationalist groups, yet during the civil unrest following Floyd's killing, a white member of the Boogaloo Boys shot 13 rounds from an AK-47 into MPD's 3rd precinct. Now, they said that the internal culture of MPD is at the core of a racial discrimination in the report's findings. Some of the agency referred to black people as N-words and monkeys and black women as black and as B-words. Okay. They now this is how these race soldiers referring to black, women, but they losing their mind about Kevin Samuels correcting you. This is the crap that we were talking about with Kevin Samuels. Okay. And his passing. All that smoke for Kevin Samuels, but where's the smoke for these race soldiers? They say one supervisor refers to Somali men as orangutans. Yeah, let's talk about the Somalis here, because I see some of these Somalis that be coming on these Twitter spaces and acting like not all, because I know some cool Somali people, men and women, and I would never put them in this. But we're talking about the off-code Somalis thinking they better. And yet these white supremacists calling Somalis orangutans. That's what they think about y'all. So you ain't better, bruh, or sis. Let's say black officers were not exempted from racial discrimination, often referred to as nappy-headed and cattle. It says instead of complaining, black officers were barred harassment because they believed the city would not address it. See, Black officers, y'all got to stop that. Y'all got to stop it. Y'all in that position. You got to do something about it. Okay. So they talked about how they just, continually, they said they were nearly twice as likely to use neck restraints against black residents and white residents. As the officers failed to report at least 6% of the times they used neck restraints. So investigators believe the racial gap may be even wider. They say in one instance, MPD officer used mace to disperse a group of black men on a street corner, pushing one another, then pointed the mace at another black people who were not even part of the group, but did not get the same treatment to white people who were there also. They say while white officers were likely to use soft tactics on white people, they will often arrest and cite black people with obstruction or disorderly conduct for things that could fall under the category arguably as just pissing off the police. They say about 54% of traffic stops involved black drivers. 78% of black drivers' vehicles were searched by police. They say investigators also found that black and other minority groups are more likely to be pulled over by police in the daytime when they can see their skin color than at night. So it lets you know. See, some of these trolls that's coming along, and this is why mods, I always will say, anybody's trolling, block them. I'm a big believer of blocking quickly because you don't know what kind of troll that is. You got your regular trolls, you got your police trolls, you got your white supremacist trolls, you got your government trolls, you got all kind of trolls. So you want to block them immediately. You want to do that. This is why some people even go to members only chat, because if you're gonna, at least most people that I found out from my experience, all the people that support us financially, they don't act that way. They don't troll. They have the most sensible comments from what I've seen. And, when people like, for instance, I mentioned him again, the late Kevin Samuels, when he would do his stuff, I noticed he would do that, just members only. Hey, and you had to be a member. You wanted to chat over there, and I see why, because it cuts down on the trolling. That's why, because people, they love to troll. And anytime you talking about some truth and righteousness, here they come trying to mess that up or mess that off. But whether it's Minneapolis Police Department or whether it's whoever, the white supremacist is the same. They the same. It don't matter if it's Minneapolis, it's in California, it's in New York, Texas. They all the same, the white supremacists, okay? And it's not one police department. It's the whole doggone system, period. But y'all leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think about this situation here with them posing online and harassing, black people. And I tell all content creators, don't argue with nobody in no comment section. Block them. If they got to say something to you, let them make a video. Show their face. That's how I look at it. Show your face. Or let them engage you on a StreamYard or something, face to face. Don't even argue with somebody that refuses to show their face.